Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna tell you one of the most horror stories. The forest did not sleep. It watched. Every tree leaned inward. Every shadow stretched too long, as if the night itself was curious about the man who dared to walk beneath it. King Vikramaditya moved forward with measured steps, his sword heavy at his side. His breath, steady through the air, felt wrong, thick, cold, and smelling faintly of decay. The moon above flickered behind torn clouds, pale and weak, as though even it feared what waited ahead. The forest was old, older than kingdoms, older than memory, and it remembered blood. At the center of the forest stood the tree. Its bark was split and blackened like burned skin. Its branches twisted unnaturally, clawing at the sky. Hanging upside down from one of those branches was Betal. His body swayed slowly through there was no wind. His eye was open. The open, shining with the sick, knowing light. His lips were curled into a smile that felt cold rather than form. He was neither alive nor dead, but something trapped between endings. As Vikramaditya stepped closer, the temperature dropped sharply at the smell of ash and what filled his lungs. Betal laughed softly, a wet, hollow sound that slid directly into the king's mind. "You have returned, Vikramaditya," the spirit whispered. "Do you know how many men turned back before reaching this tree?" The king did not answer. He reached up and pulled Betal down. The body was cold, unnaturally cold, and heavier than it should have been. As Betal settled onto his shoulders, his nail dug into the king's skin, drawing slow, pouring lines of blood. Behind them, the path vanished in darkness. They began walking toward the cremation ground. The forest changed with every step. Trees shifted, shadows crawled, and distant whispers echoed without source. Betal leaned close, his mouth near the king's ear, his breath colder than the night air. "Let me tell you a story," he murmured, and the world seemed to lean closer. He spoke of a man who killed his own brother to claim a throne, only to discover power was faster than flesh. Betal's voice painted images, steel sinking into skin, betrayal blooming like poison, laughter turning into screams. Vikramaditya felt the story press against his chest, heavy and suffocating. When Betal finished, he asked his question. It was not simple. It twisted justice and mercy into a knot with no clean end. The curse was clear. If the king knew the answer and stayed silent, his head would split open. If he spoke, Betal would return to the tree. Vikramaditya answered. The moment his voice faded, Betal burst into laughter, sharp and piercing. His weight vanished. The forest folded on itself. The tree waited once more. Again, the king returned. Each journey grew darker. Betal's stories no longer felt like tales. They felt like confessions pulled from the world's deepest wounds. He spoke of mothers whose murdered their children due famine, of holy men who preached purity while burning bones beneath temples, of kings who ruled wisely by day and fed prisoners dogs by night. Whatever story, Betal grew heavier. His limbs stiffened. He gripped tightened. Vikramaditya's shoulder bled. His breath came slower, yet he did not stop. The cremation ground breathed. Fires burned without fuel, casting shadows that move on their own. Half-burned corpses twitched as if dreaming of life. The ground was warm, damp, and alive. Betal laughed more softly now, his voice clearer, his voice closer, more intimate. "Why do you keep answering?" he whispered. "Why cling to truth when silence would free you?" Vikramaditya said nothing. He had begun to understand. Betal was not testing his wisdom, he was peeling him apart, layer by layer. On final journey, the forest fell silent. No insects, no wind, even the moon stood still. Betal did not tell a story at first. Instead, he pressed his mouth to the king's ears and whispered, "This one is about you." Images flooded Vikramaditya's mind. Battles won by sacrifice and villages. Justice delayed until it meant nothing. Mercy denied because pride felt safer. The weight on his shoulders crushed him to the knees. Betal's final question was simple, terrifying. It demanded not intelligence but truth. Vikramaditya stood. His body shook. His voice did not. When he answered, the forest screamed. Trees groaned. Fires exploded into ash. Betal slid from his shoulder and stood upright for the first time. His smile faded. His eyes dimmed like dying embers. "You are free," Betal said softly. "But remember, truth is heavier than any corpse." His body crumbled into ash, carried away by the wind that did not return. Dawn crept weakly in the forest. Vikramaditya walked out alone. He was king still, but something inside him had been carved hollow. And deep within the forest, where the light never fully reached, faint laughter waited, patient as death. Thank you for listening to my story.